everyone, it's Rita with Everything Homemade, and today I'm going to show you how to sterilize soil. A lot of people are really scared to use their own homemade soil, but I'm going to show you a way to sterilize it so you can use it for your indoor plants. You can use it for starting seeds in the garden and save a ton of money. You probably are hearing some peeping in the background as I am talking. That's because I have 80 chicks that actually are hatching. I put 29 chicks this morning in the brooder that hatched, and a whole bunch are still hatching. So you'll hear this little cute peeping sound. That is chicks being hatched. First, let me pass something by all my viewers here. What do you think? I want your honest opinion. When I launched the Everything Stevia cookbook this fall, what kind of merchandise are you guys interested in? So I was thinking maybe aprons. I have my Everything Homemade apron. I was kind of looking at bulk buying aprons, so I can go just black aprons. I can do an Everything Homemade apron, or I can do an Everything Stevia apron that goes with the cookbook. I was thinking of it, you know, an apron with a front pocket, but that front pocket maybe a design with the stevia leaf on it, something like that. I'm open to suggestions. I want to know what color of aprons. Are you guys okay with maybe black aprons so the words pop out? One thing, I love my Everything Homemade apron, but the color is white, and when you are cooking, it's not the greatest. My everyday aprons are not white. I have tons of colored aprons. I've got jeans aprons. I got black aprons. I actually have a thing for aprons. I love aprons because I'm always in the kitchen. But I want to know what you guys like, because I want to know if you guys want a variety of colors, or maybe the top 3 colors, solid colors with the wording on. What kind of wording do you want? Do you want an Everything Homemade or Everything Stevia on there? Kids aprons, I mean, do you want color, you know, bold colors for kids? Let's say like a blue, a red, an orange, or maybe one pink or purple. What are you guys thinking? If there's a picture or something that maybe you guys could think of, I'm really open to suggestions here, because when I do launch the cookbook, I do want to launch a shopping area, so there's going to be a lot of more development happening, and I want you guys to be a part of it. So tell me, it doesn't just have to stop at aprons. Let me know what would be practical, what colors, what are you thinking? That's what I really want to know. So if you are new to my channel, I am writing a cookbook called Everything Stevia Cookbook. This has to do with mostly desserts, but anything really where you are using sugar, we're replacing with my own homemade stevia extract. I will show you how to grow stevia, how to bake with it, how to make basically anything that I could think of that uses sugar is going to be in this cookbook. Just like today, I made a simple flourless chocolate cake, and I served it up 6 different ways, and you can see the pictures there. Just very practical everyday recipes, and that's going to launch this fall. If you're interested in that, for now you can follow me right here on the channel, or you can go to Instagram, handle tag at Everything Stevia 77. You can go to Facebook, same thing, at Everything Stevia 77, or just type in Everything Stevia, and I post daily or every second day. Whenever I cook something for the cookbook, the pictures are on there to let you know, hey, this is what's going in. The reason why we sterilize dirt is to kill, yes, you need to kill some of the eggs that are naturally in the dirt from, you know, bugs and insects. You also want to make sure that there's no bad microorganisms because you're using this dirt inside. It's different than outside environment. You don't have the predators, the ecosystem to keep everything in check. And if you grow any kind of house plants, you'll really know that you can get an explosion of mites and nasty critters in your potting soil, even buy it from the store. And so you really want to not let that happen simply. And the simplest way to do that is to sterilize your dirt. Now, you're not killing all the nutrients because you're not like baking it under 400 degrees or something like that, but it will be enough to kill it. Now, this is the finished product of what I just did. Absolutely looks beautiful. It has some sticks in it, but this is dirt actually that my chickens, by the chick compost pile, we got this compost pile. We just dump anything on there. Well, I shouldn't say anything. Okay, fruits and vegetables, tops, clippings, stuff like that on there. And the chickens go in there and eat whatever they want, but then they scratch and move it in, and they make this beautiful dirt. Now, this is about 3 years old. But now I basically can harvest it every year, so I'm making my own dirt. Now, this isn't limited. If you don't have chickens, you can make compost. Compost is great. Any time that anywhere on your property, try to learn how to make dirt because it's going to save you tons. With the rising of prices, it is just astronomical what they're charging for potting soil now. And when you are planting 700, 800, 900 plants like I am, you really got to find an alternative. So this is what we're doing today, is sterilizing the dirt. So I got one more dish here that I'm going to pour out. And I'm using lasagna dishes here, or deep dish, deep 9x13. This one's a little bigger than a 9x13, but I'm basically using a few of my lasagna dishes to do this job. If you want to have some dishes just set away for doing this, go right ahead. But I mean, a good soap and water disinfecting will clean these dishes up really nice. So you're not wrecking them, you just need something to put into your oven that has a good side to it. So I just took out the dirt there, and this is one round. So this could do quite a bit of little pots. So this is the finish. Let me show you how I did this. Okay, the very first thing you want to do is, like I said, have a couple of lasagna dishes. Or any kind of dish with a high side. Doesn't have to be glass, but look around, see what you've got. If you don't got anything, head to the thrift store. There's always dishes like this off the shelf. Grab some, use some, and that's a really inexpensive way to fix that dilemma. The next thing you want to do is have some some aluminum foil. So you want your aluminum foil big enough where you can cover your dishes. The other thing you need is some water. So I got some water right here, and something you can mix with. I just got a simple teaspoon. This teaspoon stays downstairs here because I use it for dirt and transplanting all the time. So that just kind of hangs around here. You can use something a little bigger if you want to. The next thing you need is the dirt. So with our environment, because I'm in northern Alberta, Canada, right now you can't dig up dirt. It's frozen. We're just experiencing spring and it is a mess outside. So what I did was I actually took a ton of dirt, actually 45 gallons of dirt, and stored it downstairs here. And I'm just downstairs here. This is my like playground, and I just stored it over winter. Now, because the dirt dried out, bugs don't like dry dirt. They like a moist environment. So I didn't have anything growing or laying or anything like that. But let me tell you, I did a little experiment, and I took some of that dirt, added some moisture, and put a plant in, and within 2 weeks, I had eggs hatching. I had to take my plant out, rinse it off, sterilize the dirt, and put it in. As long as the dirt was sterilized before I used it, I have no problem. As you can see here, all my stevia plants are planted with the dirt that I'm showing you how to sterilize. So sterilizing the dirt doesn't cause the plants harm, and these aren't as bushy as they were because we just stripped all the leaves off of them to dry. But you can definitely see how beautiful and green they are. So again, sterilizing the dirt does not remove all the nutrients. You're killing the bugs. You're killing the bad fungus. So inside, you don't have an explosion of nasty critters. Okay, so this is the barrel I was talking about. I apologize, the lighting isn't the greatest in this corner of the basement, but this is the 45-gallon drum that I filled up full of dirt just to start my seeds, and of course my stevia over winter. And you can see here we got a couple of just some yogurt containers for scoopers, and this is totally bone dry. Like, there is no moisture left in here, but that doesn't mean it's not good. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna scoop a whole bunch of this dirt into the lasagna dishes, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so this is really critical. The first thing you want to do is go through it. Now I see some sticks here, some bigger sticks. So I'm just gonna go through and take these out because I don't want these really big sticks. The other thing is, because we put in peelings, there's these what's supposed to be biodegradable stickers that are found like on all your fruits and vegetables. They don't decompose. So I kind of look at them and take them out. Okay, so I'm looking for stones as well. Like sometimes you got little stones, but I'm just basically doing a quick visual, getting the big stuff out. Again, another sticker, look at that, not even starting to decompose. Okay, so let's do it for this one. These Okay, so that's looking not too bad. So once you went through it, the next thing you want to do is moisten your soil. This will not work if you don't moisten your soil. Because you're adding water to your dirt, you are actually not really baking your dirt, you are steaming it. And it's really important because that steam heats up and hits the top of your aluminum foil, gets trapped, and that steam is actually what's helping it sterilize the dirt. There's another sticker there. And that's really critical. So basically I'm just going to work in the water here. Sorry about the shadows, my grow light here causing some issues, but this is where I always do this. Just mix it in. Get it nice and moist. Now you don't need it soggy, but you do need that moisture. And as you see things, just kind of, you know, get rid of it if you don't want it in your dirt. Okay. Keep getting those stickers. I'm going to add a little bit more. It actually takes quite a bit if your dirt is bone dry like mine. If you got a bit of moisture in there, you know, it's not going to take as much water, but mine's been sitting for like 4 months waiting for this to happen. Oh man, and those chicks are just so happy. If you're new to my channel and you're worried about the little chicks in the incubator, I know sometimes that happens. They're just fine. They only hatched a couple hours ago and they need to stay in there for at least 12 hours to dry off. But that sound is the happy sounds of new life, and they're doing awesome. So this is nice and moist. So when I put my hand down like this, you see how some of it sticks but some of it's not. I grab it, I can squeeze it. Here, do you see water coming out just a little bit? Like I'm squeezing it really hard, but it kind of holds form. You see that? You want it to hold its form, but not be dripping wet. So this is perfect. And let's do the same thing to the other one. So that looks really good. Now what I want to do is grab my aluminum foil and just put it on top. And make sure it covers all of it, because you want to trap that steam in. You don't want it to escape, because that's what's going to help all those, you know, eggs and dormant bugs that are in the dirt. Okay. So it should look something like that. Now what you want to do is put them in the oven. Now I'm going to actually bake these at 230 Fahrenheit. And I'm going to bake them for 1 hour. I find 1 hour to be the perfect amount of time. If some people say 30 minutes, but I find that some that lay their eggs can still come alive after 30 minutes under 230 Fahrenheit. I find 1 hour does the job perfectly. So the next step is taking your pans of soil and actually putting them in the oven. Now, if you got a really sensitive nose, baking your soil for an hour under 230 Fahrenheit, it has a bit of a smell. Now, I don't find it that offensive, but I think it will have to do with the type of soil you're working with. Mine gives kind of this earthy scent off, which isn't that bad, but I also like to cook it when I can crack a window open, so to let some air flow. I actually have a little stove set up outside that I use on really hot days. I'm going to actually put my dishes outside in this stove, but I have done this in the middle of winter in the house for all my stevia plants because it was like minus 42 Celsius and it wasn't that bad. I did about 7 or 8 rounds and I didn't like stink up the house, but then again, depending on the dirt, depends on the soil you're using, will depend on the scent. So just make sure you've got good ventilation, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're here outside and some more background noise. My chickens and geese and turkeys are so happy that spring has come. And the birdhouse is very close to here. So I'm gonna just open up my oven. The oven is not on right now. I'm just going to adjust here. I'm just going to put in the first dish. And now I'm going to just turn on my oven. And it's already on bake. I'm going to put it to 230, set it, and let it do its thing for an hour. If you notice, this here is not the nicest looking. This is the kids' working table in the summer. They do all their clay, all their painting, everything on it. But right now, I'm using it to have my little stove on and cook and bake this dirt. So we're gonna just walk away, let the oven do its thing, and then I will see you back in 1 hour. Okay, so they are done And what I'm going to do is just pull them out, put them on a cooling rack, and let them cool for about an hour or more. It doesn't matter if I leave them overnight. Just cool them down. If you would do consecutive batches, you want to let these cool down for about an hour, leaving the top on so it continues to steam and cool at the same time. And then just repeat it. So let's get them cooled down, and then we'll spill the dirt out. Okay, you guys, take a look. This is just one out of so many that have hatched. Hey, yes you are. You're so cute. Look at you. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everyone. Yeah, look at you. Look, let's see their face. Look at. Yeah, your buddies are back in the incubator. Okay, say bye so you can stay warm. Okay, so once again we're back in the basement, and remember I poured out the dirt at the beginning of the video because it was all done. Now I have the semi-cooled off dishes that are still warm. I don't know if you can actually pick up the steam a bit, but it's steaming a bit. And it's still warm, but that's okay. We can definitely just put it in here. It's steaming, but it's not too hot to the touch, but it's definitely warm. But it'll cool off. It'll cool off fairly fast now. And so just take it out. And because of the moisture, it doesn't just fall out. It's kind of this, it's this hot, wet dirt. So it sticks a little bit to the pan. I'm just going to leave it like that because I'm going to do another batch. I have to do at least 4 or 5 more batches because I have lots of seeds that need to get started. So again, take out the dirt now. While I'm doing this, whoo, this one's a little bit hotter. I'm going to grab my spoon. While I do this, if your dirt isn't fine enough, you know, sometimes you have herb seeds and stuff that don't do well with, you know, heavier organic matter. First, take out as much organic matter. You can also sift it. So if you just grab like a kitchen strainer, and once this is dry, you can sift your dirt, and that'll help, you know, get rid of all the bigger stuff. You can also just hand pick out all the sticks and stuff. It's a little more time consuming, but it's well worth it. So you can take out, you know, some of these sticks here or bigger objects, and then, you know, if you want, you can throw it into the blender and blend it up really, really small. That's another way to do it. I've done it both methods. It just depends on what you prefer. If you also don't prefer to use your good blender for it, go to a thrift store, get a cheap one that you use just for jobs like this. So I'm just gonna leave this open and let it cool off. So there's a lot of dirt. I mean, this is a large bowl. I'm gonna grab it. I have 2 of these, so I'm gonna grab another bowl, fill it up. I usually do 2 of these bowls full, then I start my seeds, and it just thrives. So once again, that's how easy it is to sterilize your own soil. And in the long run, this will save you hundreds of dollars. Plus, you know where it's coming from. Even if you don't have an acreage, you can do this even if you live in the city and have access to some leaves, some grass clippings, some compost. Start doing it. Start making your own soil. It might take a few years, but once you get into the rhythm of things, it is so well worth it. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to read your comments, and I'll see you on the next video.